Sí. Hello everyone. Good evening. Am I audible? Hello.
Yes, Nikita, you are audible.
Okay, thanks for confirmation. Okay, so shall we start the sessions? I think very less students have joined today. But let's start, okay? So if you guys have any doubt, please let me know. No doubts, right? So let's continue with the load balancer that we have seen yesterday, right? So application load balancer we already have seen. So just give me a minute. Let me share the screen first. Okay, fine. Please confirm if it's visible.
Yeah, it's visible.
Fine. Okay. So yesterday we have discussed about the application load balancer and we have seen the application load balancer hands-on. As well as we also have discussed about the network load balancer definitions, like introductions about that, what is that and how it works, all of those things, right? Like we are pending only the hands-on for the network load balancer. Basically, we also have discussed about and difference between application load balancer and network load balancer, right? So here, I'm going to start with the network load balancer hands-on first. And if you guys have any confusions, please let me know. If you don't know what is network load balancer and if you have any confusions on that topic, please let me know now itself, okay? Okay. So for this network load balancer, we need two servers, right? So two servers I'm going to create here using the like for my target group. So I'm going to launch here the two EC2 instance. So the same way how you have created, like how you have launched yesterday, we'll do the same thing. Okay. So as we are going to see the load balancer, so at least like here we are taking two servers. You can take one server also, it's fine. But to balance the load, at least we should have minimum two servers, right? Otherwise, the request will goes to only one server. So basically here I'm taking this Amazon Linux only and T2 micro is enough. Let's take the key pair and let's give the HTTP permission so that we can try, like we can set like test our application whether it is running properly or not. So let's give it and then click on advanced, and in this user data we will provide the user data which I have already have given you it to you right yesterday, this one only. So let's take the same user data from here and let me create launch the instance. Okay. So it's done, it's launched two instance. Let's give the name. Okay. So server 1 and server 2. If you want to check that whether your application is running or not, just take the public IP address and try to access your application. And here we have deployed our application on HTTPD. So we can directly use the IP address with the port number 80 because we are going to access our application on 80 port number. Okay. So HTTP protocol, that's port number is 80. Okay, so let's see here. Server 1 application is running properly. Let's check for the server 2 application as well. Okay, both is running properly. Now for the network load balancer, first of all, we need to create here the target group. So let's create the target group first. So just how we have created for the application load balancer, the same way we will create. We have the instances, we'll select instance. We give here the target group name. So I'm giving demo NLB target. There is a like few difference between these particular. Okay, okay, I left here the tab. R. Okay, fine. So there is only few differences between the application group application load balancer target group and your network load balancer target group. Okay. So in case of application load balancer, it listen on HTTP and HTTPS, right? But in case of network load balancer, either you have to use TCP, TLS, or UDP. So you can select any one of this. Okay. And after that, IPv4 type, we have the IP address type, that is IPv4 itself. Select the default VPC. We will discuss that later. And click on next. Add here the instance, the same steps. Okay, both the instance I'm adding here, include as pending, and then create the target group. So here we have created the target group for network load balancer. So let's create the network load balancer first, and then we'll attach this target group with that network load balancer. So let's click on this. Let's create network load balancer. This is also the same how we have created application load balancer. You have to provide here the name. So I'm giving here the name as demo NLB, internet facing, so that request will can come from the internet, okay, from outside. So here you have to select the availability zone. Let's select all of these. Here you need to select the security group. So for the security group, you have to allow HTTP and HTTPS. So in this case, we already have created one security group, that is ELB, right? So yesterday we have created this ELB where I have allowed HTTP and HTTPS inbound route. Fine, so it's done. Next thing is that here it's giving the TCP protocol, and now I'm going to select here the target group where this traffic have to route. Okay, so whenever the request will come, here we have the listeners. Listeners means the target group who is going to listen your request. Okay, so basically if the request will come from request will come on this particular TCP protocols, the request will goes to demo NLB. So this network load balancer will route the traffic to this particular target group. So it's done. Now you don't need to do anything, just review it and click on create load balancer. Because of the Good Friday, I think less students are there, right? Many people have holidays. Fine. So it will take some time to be active. So till that time, if you guys have any questions, any queries, you can ask me. It will take 2-3 minutes. Let's take the DNS and let's try. Sometimes it not show it. Okay, so okay. So till this time, if you want, we can discuss about the gateway load balancer because we not have discussed much about that, right? So basically, this load balancer also doesn't comes under a free tier accounts. Okay, so we have some limited request for this load balancer. Okay, so basically here we have the gateway load balancer that is not comes under your free tier. So if you and it will charge you bit heavy. Okay, it will not charge like your application load balancer and network load balancer. And why it will charge you? Because see, this gateway load balancer, basically when we will use for some critical applications. Okay, so sometime what this gateway load balancer will do, it will use the firewall. Okay, so when firewall will be there, okay, so one firewall will be there. So whenever the request will come, this gateway load balancer will send it to the firewall, and then like after sending it to the firewall, that firewall will simply check that whether this request like contains any bugs and all, right. So at that time it will simply just give me a minute. Okay, so it will simply check those messages, and if that particular request is safe, at that time only it will pass it to the respective application servers. So it's work like that. It will have one firewall in between your load balancer and your servers. Fine. So that is your gateway load balancer. So about the this classic load balancer we already have discussed. Okay, so now let's check if it's active. Now it's active. It's accessing. So at the in the like when we have seen that application load balancer, right, when we were refreshing, it was changing the IP address, right. So here now it has changed IP address 1, but if you will refresh it again and again, it will not change IP address. It's in application, it's in your servers mode or something, right. Sometimes it can send that traffic to server 1 or server 2, because both the instance are in the same target group. It's not going to balance your balance the traffic in between those two servers within the target group. Okay, as I already have explained. Fine. So basically, in case of network load balancer, it's very fast. If you will see, if I'm refreshing, it's not taking even the microseconds, right? So basically here, if you will see, it's very fast, but it's not going to balance the load within one target group. If you will have different servers and in different target group, at that time it will send the request, first request to one target group and the second request to second target group. It's like that. Okay. So basically this network load balancer work like this. So anyone have any doubts? Here we have completed with our network load balancer. Fine. So almost here we are done with the EC2 service. So if anyone have any questions here, please let me know. Otherwise, I'm deleting this load balancer. No doubts, right?
Yeah, no doubt.
Okay, fine. Okay. So let's keep one instance because we need for the IAM. So I'm not deleting it. Okay. So one instance is there. So the next service here we have completed with the EC2 module. The next service which we are going to discuss, see here in the syllabus EC2 and your all those things like load balancer and all those are available in different modules. Okay, but we already have discussed many things here under EC2 only. So now the next topic which we are going to discuss, next service which we are going to discuss, that is IAM service. Okay, so basically, when you have created your AWS account, right? So first of all, we need to understand few things. Okay, so let's see. First of all, its full form is Identity Access Management. Okay, so when you have created your AWS accounts, what you have given your email ID. Okay, and you have set it one password, right? So now you set up one password and you have given email ID. Now, whenever you want to log into your log into your AWS account, what you need, what you give first? First, the email ID we provide, and then we provide the password, right? So basically, if you are accessing it using this email ID and password which you have given while creating your AWS account, that user is called root user. Okay, or you can say that admin user. So now you have created your account, you own that account, so you are the admin user because you are going to log in it using the same email ID and password which you have created. Like if you will use the same email ID, which email ID you will give while creating your account, that will be your root email ID, admin email ID. Fine. So here we have the admin user. Admin user will have the privileges to do anything in your AWS account. Fine. So now, if you will see that in your company, each and every users will not have the different accounts, right? So they will have a single infra. For dev, they will have one AWS account. For QA, they will have one AWS account. It's like that, right? So all the members should have this access of that particular AWS account. Like even the support engineers will should have the access of AWS account. Even your developer, test engineers, even and as a DevOps engineers, you should also have the access of that AWS account. Okay, so many people's like the developers should have access of this EC2 instance to write their codes and to execute their code only for the server. To use the servers, they use AWS accounts. So basically here, if you will see, in your team, each and everyone need the AWS account access, but each of you of that team have the different work, right? You will have the different work profile. So at that time, everyone will not get the admin access, right? Just as in that in Flipkart, just as in that Flipkart is created, like it's created its production server on AWS accounts, okay? So in one of the AWS account, now one of the new intern have joined and they have given the admin access to that intern. Just assume that he has deleted the production servers itself, application server itself, right? So that's a very risky thing. So we will always give the customized access to users. Okay, we will not give the permanent access and we will not give the admin access to anyone. Whatever access that person, that your team member required, we will only provide that much access for our AWS account. So here IAM is the service which is going to manage the access of your AWS account according to your identity. Okay, this is the same thing, identity access management is going to provide you the access according to your identity. So basically here, this is the global service, okay, that will be implemented to your entire AWS account. Fine, we already have seen what is the region specific service, like EC2 was region specific, right? The IAM is the global service. It's a global service. Fine. Next thing is that it's going to secure your AWS account. Just like that, one more problem is there. Just assume that now you have shared your AWS account to someone else, like to your friends or something, like to your friends or to your colleagues, to anyone you have shared it, right? So at that time, what you have shared your email ID, root email ID, and password, right? Just assume that you have shared to two of your friends, and now someone has deleted your server itself, right? So how you will get to know that who has deleted that server? Okay, you will not blame both of the persons. Just like in your company, if someone has deleted some servers or deleted some resources by mistake, right? You will not say everyone that you have deleted, and no one will tell you that they have deleted it, right? So at that time, how you will get to know who has done this mistake? Okay, so that you can like if you will provide the same email ID and password, it will show it's like a root user itself. So actually you have provided the same email, same password, and that's the root user, right? So you cannot separate it, who has done, like which user have created it, which user have deleted it, you cannot identify. So basically, because of that reason also, whenever you want to share your AWS account access, at that time will not provide the root user and password, will always provide some another user will create and will simply provide that username and password uh, to our friends or to our colleagues like that. Okay. So basically, if you will see what the IAM will do to make your account secure. Okay, so IAM work, this service is for mainly it's focused for securing your AWS account. So here we have some entities of IAM. So first of all, it's IAM. We have IAM user, we have IAM group, okay, and then we have IAM role. And these are three entities which will make your AWS account access secure. Okay, as well as you also have the IAM policy. So we will discuss about this policy later. First, let's discuss about the user. Okay, so IAM user is nothing but you are going to create a user for your AWS account that will have one username and password. Okay, so here we have two options. Either we can provide the admin access to this user, otherwise, and also we can provide some customized access. So basically for this IAM user, IAM group and IAM role will not will never provide that admin access or something. Okay. So always we will provide there to them, we will always provide some customized access. Okay. So basically here, how we will provide the customized access, right? So user is nothing but username and password. Okay. That you using that username, they can username and password, they can log into your AWS account. This is the authentication. For authentication, we will create IAM user. But if you want to provide authorization, means if you want to provide the access of any specific service, I want to create one user called user one. And that user one, I want to give only EC2 permission for that particular user, right? So at that time, we will attach some specific policy. So policy is nothing but it's a list of permission. Okay, so list of permission which we will use to customize the permission of the users. Okay, so even for the user, even for the group, and even for the role. So basically here what I want to create the user one and I want to give user one only the EC2 permission. At that time, what we will do, we will create one we can create an IAM policy for EC2 user. Otherwise, we also can use IAM policy, that is AWS managed IAM policy. Like AWS already have created multiple IAM policy for these kind of like for the default for all of these services and all, right? We can use those policy here. Okay, so to provide only the EC2 permission, what we will do, we will attach only the EC2 policy here. Okay, so in hands-on, I will let you know how we'll attach the policy, how we will search for the policy, all of those things. Fine. Next, you have the group. Okay, so role we will discuss later. Next, we have the group. Group is nothing but the group of user. Okay, so just assume that you have here the two teams. One is just assume that you have three teams. One is the developer team, one is the testing team, okay, and one is the DevOps team. Okay, so all these three teams should not have all the access of your AWS account, right? So what the dev team will have, team we will provide the EC2 write access. Okay, write access, if we will provide what it can do, they can connect with your EC2 instance and they can they can write their code and they can do the modification, like they can install something or they can remove something within that EC2 instance. So that is the that permission we have given here, or just assume that we have provided EC2 full access. Why? Because these developers only they are going to use EC2 instance. But in case of tester, okay, so we will provide the testing team only the read permission so that they can read it. They can connect with the EC2 instance, they can read all those things, but they cannot delete it. So I'm simply giving the example here. Okay, it's not like in case of infra will not provide like this only read permission. If we are providing, then they can connect with instance. Okay, so it's not like that. I'm simply giving you an example like how we can customize the access. Okay, so basically in case of developer, we'll always provide the write access. In case of testing engineers, we'll only provide the read access so that the testing engineers cannot do any modifications. Only they can read it, they can test it, and then they can give the results. But the DevOps engineers, they should get the admin access. Why? Because they will manage the entire infra, right? So here, if you will see here, I have the three team: dev, testing, and DevOps. And all these, like all the dev team members should have the same permissions. All the testing team members should have the same permissions, right? So in this case, why I will create the different user and why I will attach policies separately. As I said that whenever we want to provide any access to any of the user, we have to attach policy. Just assume that this user one, I also want to add S3. S3 is one service we already have discussed, right? So if I want to provide also the S3 access, right? So at that time, here you have to attach S3 policy again. Fine. So here you need to attach multiple policy if you want to give multiple permissions. So in such case, like for each of the user, you will create user and then attach policy. Okay. So that's the difficult things. You will repeat the task again and again, right? So instead of doing that, what we will do, we will create a group. Okay. We will create a group called group one. And here we will attach the policy, all the policies. If I want for the or policy for EC2, if I want policy for S3. So we need to attach all policies to this group one. Okay. Now, after attaching this policy to group one, if you want to provide the same EC2 and S3 permission to user one, user two, user three, okay, multiple users. So what you will do that time, you have to add this user one, user two, user three to this particular group one. If you will add, so in that case, what you have to do, we only create user, add that to group one. So when you will add those user to group one, whatever the permissions you will have for group one, that will get attached, that will get assigned to your all of those users. So now I will not attach any policy for user one. What I will do, I will create a IAM group. There I will attach some policies and then I will create user. And after creating the user, I will attach it to that particular group. Okay. So after this user one will get the permission of EC2 as well as S3. So this is how your IAM policy, this is how your IAM user, IAM group will work. Anyone have any doubts till now? Any confusions, guys? What happens today? No one is interactive.
Hello? Yeah, it's clear, ma'am. But we need a practice. We need to do practice, lot of practice, I guess.
Yes, you require that.
Yeah, too
Okay.
much stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, because see, I think you already have, you also know that within 15 classes we have much topics, right? Anyway,
Yeah.
I always give you time to practice as well. Okay?
Yeah, anyway, we have that's 2 weekend, right?
Yes.
These 2 days
Yes.
submission.
So I know that many people are working here, they're not getting time to practice. So I can understand that problem because after the hectic works and all, I also teach, right? So I can
Got it. Yes, yes.
understand. Uh-huh. So that's why many things are there. Like I have given you the handwritten notes and all, right? So
Yeah,
basically,
it is
it
helpful,
was
ma'am.
there,
It's
but
really helpful. Yeah.
I was not able to create the separate new notes for that because I didn't get the time. Okay, so I
Yeah.
know I can understand that hectic time schedules. Fine. So let's say the IAM user and IAM group. Now the hands-on for this, then I think it will be more clear for you. Okay, so let's go to the IAM service. So as I said that IAM service is the global service. Okay, and how you will be able to see this? See, as of now, I'm on this EC2 dashboard, and here it's showing the Asia Pacific Mumbai. So it's showing the region here. Okay, let's go to the IAM. Okay, so currently I'm on the IAM dashboard and it's showing it's global. So it's a global service, and see, you cannot switch here the reasons. Fine. Okay. So basically, if you will see here, in this IAM, you will get this user group, user roles, policies, right? So basically, we will discuss about these four entities. Fine. So let's create the user. So let's click on create user. So here you have to provide the username, that is user one. I'm giving the username. Just click on provide user access to the AWS management console so that this user can like can access my AWS management console. So just give it. I just want to create IAM user. So click on IAM user and then here you need to set the password. Okay, so it depends on you, like if you want to go with the auto-generated password and if you want to create a custom password, you can do it. The next step is that you here you have to give this option user must create a new password at the next sign in so that who is creating the your username and password, he should also not have your password, right? So this is recommended to give so that only the user to whom we will provide username and password, he only knows the password. So for the security purpose, for the privacy purpose, we will provide it. Okay, so click on next. After this, here you need to give the permissions to this user. Okay, so here you have three options. Either you can give it by adding it to the any group, which I already have explained. You can copy some permissions if you have another like another users and all, right? So at that time you can copy permissions, as well as you also can attach policy directly. So I'm going to show you how you can give permissions. So see here, I want to provide EC2 access to this particular user, right? So at that time, I will provide here the EC2. I will search here the EC2. See, it's also giving here the administrator access. If you want to give admin access, at that time, you have to select it. Okay. So here on EC2, if you will see here also, you have many specific permissions. Okay. So under EC2, if you want to give all access, you have to provide EC2 full access. What I want this EC2 read-only access. Okay. So let's see, I'm giving this EC2 read-only access. Click on next. Just review it. Username is user1, password is auto-generated and required password you reset. Yes. So what are the permissions I have given? I have given the permissions to change password because I have checked that box. And I am giving this permission Amazon EC2 read-only access. So it's done. Click on create user and after creating the user, you have to download the CSV file. Let's see. Okay. So here there is few ways to send the username and password to your users for whom you have created this user. Okay. So you can email it. Otherwise, what you can do, you can also download the CSV file. Okay, and please don't forget to download the CSV file because once it will be once you will be returned to the user list, you will not get these username and password again. Fine, so just cancel it again. So now this is my user one, and if you want to see the details about this user one, here the permissions we have, that is to EC2 read only and change IAM user change password. Next, you have the group. Here we don't have any groups, any tag we not have provided. Okay. Here you can take the security credentials and all. So we will discuss this later. Okay. And last access, we not have like as of now, we not have used this particular username. Okay. So many things are there created on this. And last console sign in is never because we not have logged in yet. So now let's see which I have downloaded just now. Okay, so this is the file which I have downloaded. So let's see it. So in this file, what it's providing the console sign-in URL. If you will see, just let me show you here. It's providing you the console sign-in URL. So what you can do, you can copy this. Okay, and let's go to the different browser so that like it will not log out me from my AWS account. Okay, that's why I'm taking here that I'm going here like using the different browser. If you don't have any other Chrome account, so at that time you can use incognito window. Okay, otherwise you have to sign out as a root user. Again you have to again you have to sign out from this user one, and then again you have to sign in as your username as a root user, right? So many things are there. So basically till that time it will open it. So let's see here, it's a username and this is the password. So let's copy the password as well. It's taking more time. Okay. Okay, it opened already. Let's see then. Okay, so when you will use that URL, it will also add the account ID. Okay, but what if you don't have the user like that URL, right? I will let you know if you don't have URL, then also how you can log in. Okay, so it's all already, if you will directly browse for that URL, it will show you account ID directly here. Okay, and here you have to provide the username, and my username is user1. Okay, and the password, let's check the username is correct or not. Yes, it's correct. And the password, I just have to paste here that I have copied from there. When I will sign in, it will ask me to change the password. Okay, so it's asking me to reset the password. You have to provide reset the password first. Sorry, old password I have to give, right? Okay, so password is resetted already. So now let's see. Continue to sign in. Okay, so see here, to this user, it's a user one, and now the reason is Stockholm. If you want to change the reason, you can change the reason. Okay, so now if you will see here, any resources if you want to see. Okay, so here something is showing it's the access denied and all, right? So if you will go to the EC2, you will be able to see anything here. Let me open the another tab for this. Okay, so for EC2, you can read something here. You can check how many instances there. So here I have one instance that is running, right? So you also can check here the another service. So let's check the S3. Okay, let's check S3. Here, if you will say the buckets and all, it will show permission denied, access denied. Why? Because this user only have the read permission for this EC2. Let's try to launch one instance. Okay, let's give the key pair here. It will, without name also we can launch, right? So let's launch it. What it will show, let's see. Uh, Unknown error. Okay, 1 minute. I think few things was there and I just clicked on launch. All the details is done. Launch instance. It's showing unknown error. It should show unauthorized. Okay. Creating security groups error, initializing the request. Okay. So I think it's not giving unauthorized, but unknown error it's giving. Okay. It's not able to find the error actually, but it's unauthorized errors. You cannot create anything. If you want to terminate this, let's see. If you want to terminate this as well, you will be not able to terminate. See what it is saying. You are not authorized to perform this operation. This particular user1 is not authorized to perform this like performance. Okay, so basically, if you want to do this task, you have to request your admin to provide you this particular permission. So it's simply saying you did the same thing. Okay, so now you don't have the right access for this EC2, so you cannot launch instance, you cannot like terminate anything. Okay, so only the thing you can do, that is you can only read it. Fine. So now this is how we can create the IAM user, and this is how we can use the IAM user. Fine. So basically, if you want to add more permissions to this particular IAM user, directly you can do it using add permissions, add the permissions, and here directly attach it with policy, or you can create a group and attach it. And here you can give the policy and you can click on next and attach the policy. Fine. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a user user group. User group means it's a IAM group. Okay. So let's create a group here, and here you need to provide the group name. So I'm giving the group name as group one. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to add here the users now because it's optional, and later you can add it. Okay. So now here you have to attach policy for your group. So I'm going to attach the policy which is EC2 full access. Okay, as well as I'm going to give the access of S3 read only. Okay, let's check for S3 read. If it's there, full access is there, output. Okay, here it is. S3 read only. Let's create the user group. So now if you want to see here, as of now, you don't have any user for this group. In permission sections, if you will see, here you should get this, like here you have two permissions, EC2 full access and S3 read only access. Now, if you want to create any user and you want to add it to that group directly while creating the user, you can do it. So let's create the user 2 and provide this access console. I am user, go with the auto-generated password. Let's remove it. Click on next. So here you have to, instead of giving the policy directly, what you can do, you can select here the groups, okay, from which group this particular user belongs. So if you will select here the group one, so whatever permissions you have for your group one, all will be assigned to your this particular user. So let's create it. If you want to download CSV, download it. I'm just leaving it. Okay, so now if you will see here the permissions for this group user 2, here it have the EC2 full access and S3 read only access. So why? Because it's attached via group 1. Fine. So this is how you can create group, and this is how you can create the user, and you can add your user to that particular group. Okay. Now what I want to provide this user one all the access like this EC2 full access and S3 read only access, right? So at that time, what I will do, I will add this user one to this group. So for this, what you can do, just go to the group here in this user sections, you can go to click and add user, select the user and add the user. Now, if you will go to this user one, let's check. These are the permissions which this user one have. One is the EC2 full access attached via group one. Read-only access, that is directly we have attached this read-only access, S3 read-only access that is attached via group one, and this I am user change password that is attached directly. So for the one user, you can attach the policy, like one user can belongs to multiple group, okay, and you also can add individual policies to that user. There is no restrictions in between this. Okay, so basically this is the things. If you want to check the groups, how many groups it belongs from, okay, so belongs to, so you can check all these groups here. Tags, security credentials, we will see this MFA and access key here. Okay, so these are the things about the IAM user group and IAM user. Fine. So anyone have any doubts till now?
So when I am giving access to user, one or two, maybe anyone, so can I take the access back also, or I have to?
Yes, you can do it. Okay, so just assume that what I want to remove this I am user change password. Okay, so at that time you just click on this and remove it. It's removed. Just like the in the group, if you want to remove, the same way you can remove here.
Okay.
Permissions.
And how the charges, how it will charge? It will charge separately or for?
No. Your IAM user and IAM group, these are not going to charge you. Okay.
Okay.
Basically, this IAM service, it's not going to charge you, because this is like how the people can access your AWS account, right? So it's not a separate service. Okay, it's a kind of you are creating an account and you are giving access. So that's why this user group and users, this will not charge you. Fine.
Yes.
Okay. So anyone else have any doubts here? Okay. So now let's check this policy. Okay. So as of now, we have attached many policies, and those policies were created by AWS. So here you have multiple types of policies like customer managed, AWS managed, and AWS managed job function, and AWS managed. So basically here you have all these are AWS managed policies. So whatever policies till now which I have attached, that is AWS managed. But if you want to create your own custom managed policy, you can create it. I just have to delete it, but later I will delete. So let's select all type. So if you want to create a customized policy, what you have to do, let's see. Click on create policy. Here you have to specify for which service you want to create this policy. Okay. So here you have two ways to create this policy. One, you can directly create it using this GUI. And if you know the JSON script, you can also write here the JSON script to create your service. Okay. So basically I'm going with the visual. Fine. So I'm going to create one service like policy for EC2 itself. Let's take EC2 only. Okay. So here, if you want to, here you have to set the action allowed. If you want to all EC2 actions provide, if you want to provide this, you have to select this. Otherwise, if you want a specific permissions, just assume that you only want to list something. Okay. You only want to list the describe addresses. You can select this. Okay, you only want to describe few things, only want to describe key pairs. So you will click it like this. If you want to give full list permissions, you have to give here all list for actions. It will select everything. Okay, so this is how you can provide the list actions. Next thing is that if you like, this is how you can customize your policy. If you want to give read permissions for any specific things, okay, like your spot placement or something, get password data, okay, get instance data or get console screenshot. So if you will give like this, so it will only give the permissions for that specific things. Okay, so write permission management, taggings and all, right? So here I'm going to give all read actions. So this is like EC2 read only access. Okay, so now what you have to do, if you want to give for all of the resources, you have to provide all. Otherwise, if you want, just assume that in one in my under my EC2 I want to give read permission only for the two instances, server 1 and server 2. At that time, I can select here the ARN of that. Okay. So as of now, let's select all. Just select all and then click on next. If you want to add a multiple service after EC2, if you want to add S3, if you want to add more services, you can click on added and you can click add multiple resource policies here in this particular one policy itself. Okay, so click on next. Give here the policy name. I'm giving the policy name as demo and then click on create policy. So here for the EC2 service, we have allowed full read permission for all resources. Okay, and there is no condition for the request. Okay, so how you will be able to see this? Just go to the customer managed. So as of now, I have created this demo one. Okay, so now you can check it. Here you have all these permissions. So as of now, if you will see here, it's not used as like it's not used yet. Okay, so if you will use this, it will show some used like it is used like that. Fine. So this is how you can create your customized policy. Let me delete it if we can. This has been created because of some projects and all, right, I was doing. And I haven't checked it. So see, it will not charge you, but this policies, I think it will charge. I just have to check it again. But whatever you will create, just make sure to delete it, okay? Like the IM users and all of those things. So just make sure to delete it. Anyway, if the IM user will not charge, but delete that. Fine, demo is only there. And now if you want to attach the same customized particular policies to your user 1 or user 2, what you have to do, you have to click on this add permission here, and here you need to select other attach policy, other group. Okay, so here you have to select your permission policy name and click on next and add the permission. That's it. Okay, it's done. Customer managed, added directly. Okay, so this is how we can create policy. So anyone have any questions till now? Do you guys want to try these? Then we will go for the IAM roles and IAM access key and secret key. Many things are there in like within IAM. We will discuss those things.
Yeah, we want to try.
Okay. So I'm giving you 5 minutes, I think. Okay, take 10 minutes, okay? So I think 10 minutes is more than enough. It's a 9:50, sorry, 8:55, right? Okay. So till 9:10, please complete. Okay. Fine. So please let me know if you will have any doubts. I'm here itself. I'm muting myself. Is it done, guys? Hello? Hello? Is this
Yeah,
done?
it's
Okay, just done. Okay. Everyone, it's done?
Yeah, that's completed. Yeah.
Okay. I think many people sleep early only. Since yesterday, I have seen these things. Fine. Next, we have the most important topic, that is IAM role, that we have to discuss properly. Fine. So as we already have seen the EC2, so I can show you the hands-on for IAM role as well. Okay. So basically, this IAM user, when we will create IAM user or IAM group, right? So IAM
Hello.
role is just like, yes.
Nicholas, sorry if I'm trying interrupting you. Can you
Mhm.
tell me what is the main difference between the role-based access and this policy-based?
Sorry.
I can't differentiate between what is the role-based access. When you are creating the group, we are assigning for the role-based, we are giving that adding the user, right? What is the main difference between the roles and the policy creations?
Policy creation, policy is nothing but it's a list of permission itself, okay? And role-based policy, if we are saying, means we are attaching policy with the role, not with the user, okay? That only I'm going to explain now, the rules, IAM rules. Okay? Have you seen
No,
something
no.
like?
In this group, you just given easy to full access, right? So
Hmm.
that the group members will have the full access to what are the EC2 instance related to creating a VPC and creating a instance there, and what are the creating snapshot, what are the things which goes there, okay? So when creating the policies, what are the difference between that this and creating the policy actually?
Okay, while creating the policy, like you are saying, like customer managed policy or AWS
Yeah,
managed
yeah,
policy, right?
anything related to, yeah.
Okay, see, in case of AWS managed policy, basically when we create our custom managed policy, when we require to provide some customization on our permissions, okay? Just assume that for the EC2, you only want to give read permission for some specific resource, like for the server 1 and server 2. Just assume that you only want to give the read permission for the spot instances or only for the reserved instances, right? At that time, you have to create your own customer managed policy.
So for elaborate access management, we use policy related, right?
Sorry?
For elaborate policy management, say for access management, we go for policies. For Amazon manager or on predefined roles, we just go for an user group creations and assigning role like this. That's what you're trying to say, right?
See, here, just forget about the role as of now. Okay. So because here, if you will talk about the role, that is the different things. Okay. So here, basically, we have different kind of policy. One is the AWS managed policy, and one is the customer managed policy. So basically, policy is nothing but the list of permission, right? So few list of permission, few policies has been created by the AWS user. Just assume that what I want EC to read permission, but only for if you specific resource, I want easy to write as well. And what I want one policy there, I want easy to read access, okay, and S3 full access, right? So like this, I want to use I want to provide multiple permissions to one user using a one policy itself, right? So at that time, you can create multiple policy here with the multiple service. Here you can add one service. Okay, so this is one service. Again, you can add one more service here. You can also create it for the S3. You also can add one more service. Like you can have one service for your application, whatever the permission you required, you can provide at once itself. Instead of attaching multiple policies to one user. See, the maximum number of policy which we can attach to one user, that is 5. Okay. So in such case, if you want to give more than that 5 permissions, then what you will do? You will create your customized policy like this, and then you can attach the single policy, or within that 5 policy, you can attach only one, or like one policy of that, and you can give the permissions. So basically here we have some limitations For each user, we can only attach maximum five policy or 8 policies are there. Okay. So basically, there is some limitations of attaching policy to one user. Clear? So that's why we go with this customer managed policy as well.
So this is a predefined AWS management permissions. So it is restricted only for limited to 5 permissions. We can give it to assign it to a user, particular user. Rather
Yes.
than using a going for a policy, if you can create a number of permissions there as per our requirement. So we can assign it to a different kind of users, right?
Yes, you can create your C. One thing is that there is some predefined permissions is there that you can use. But what if you want to give any extra permissions that is not
Yeah,
in
yeah, I understand.
policy, right? At that
I
time you
get it.
will
I got it. I got
create
it.
it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So if you want to check all these permissions, you can check it here for all resources, how many resources is there and what are the permissions it's giving. Okay, so it's giving the permissions for also for the CloudWatch. It's giving the permission easy to describe, easy to get security group. Okay, this read permissions is providing these much. So you can also check the JSON file for this, and you can check what the permissions this particular policy is providing.
Sure, I got it.
If you will give it in plus, you can check what are the permissions this particular EC2 is providing. Okay, but if you want to add any extra, you have to create your own policy.
Got it.
Fine. Okay. Anyone else have any doubts? Fine. So now let's see here. When we have created the IAM user, what I have done, I have created one username and I have I have set what password, right? So here, if you will see, as of now, I have created username. I have for a specific user, have the username and password. If I have provided this username and password to anyone, they can log into my AWS account and they can use my AWS account. But there is some limitations of that access. That's it only, right? But here, what we have done, we have created the user and password permanently. Until or unless we will not delete it, that another user whom I have provided the username and password, they can access my account. What if I want to give temporary access to someone? Just assume that I want to provide only 2-hour access to anyone. So at that time, what I will do, I cannot use IAM user and username and password, because just assume that after 2 hours, what if I will forget to delete it, right? Until or unless you will not delete the username, that user will be able to access your AWS accounts, right? So basically, here, in case of if you want to provide any temporary access to anyone, in that case, we will use IAM role. Okay, so IAM role is just like the IAM user, but it will be used to provide the temporary access. And how the IAM role will work, okay? So IAM role work like, see, always it will be it's not like the username and password that you can create it using your from the console you will be able to log in. It's not like that. Okay, so basically this IAM role, how we will be able to use it, this IAM role will be used from any specific AWS account or any specific AWS service. Okay, so this role will get attached with any one of the AWS service or AWS account, and from that it can access your AWS account services. Fine. So I'm giving you an example. Just assume that you are on your EC2 instance. Okay, so I think already have given you some examples about your this is C2 first. Okay, I already have told you, given the examples, how we can download the AWS CLI and how to configure it, right? So basically, let's connect with my EC2 instance. Let me use the mobile system itself. Okay. So this is my EC2 instance. What I want to access my AWS account from here. So one command is there, AWS S3 LS. This command, what it will do, it will list out all of your S3 buckets, which is available in your S3 in your AWS account. So if you will run this command, let's see what it is saying. Unable to locate your credential, you can configure credential by running AWS configure. So here you have two ways to give the access to your EC2 instance. First thing is that you can create IAM user and password. So using that IAM user and password, we can log in here. But if you will log in like that, at that time you will provide the permanent access to your instance for accessing your AWS account. Now, instead of you, if someone else is using this instance, they also will be able to access your AWS account. So what we will do here, instead of using that IAM user and password, what we'll do, we'll use here IAM role. Okay. So IAM role, as I said that IAM role will get attached with any one of the service. So when we will attach that IAM role with this EC2, and we will give some permissions to that IAM role to access some specific things. Just assume that I want to access here S3, right? If I want to access here the S3, so that IAM role should have the permissions to access S3. Okay, so let's see how we can create IAM role. So let's go to this, let's go to the role and let's create a role here. So I have these many roles. Let me see. Hmm. This should be okay. This is the reason. Many are there. Okay, I think default role is 2 that will be there. So just you will be not able to delete that default roles. Okay, so it's deleting. Let's see. So let's create the role here. So let's click on create role. Here the trusted entity type sets that if you want to attach it with any AWS service and you want to use it, you can do it. If you want to attach this particular role with AWS account, any of the service of that AWS account, you can select it. Okay, some web identity is there, like a specific role assumption will be there. So if you want to attach with that, you can attach it. But mostly we'll use it with the AWS service. And within this AWS service, mostly will you attach it with either Lambda or EC2. So let's select the EC2 here because I just want to access my, could you please give me 1 minute? Okay. Could you please? Okay, sorry guys. Fine. So here we are going to select the EC2 service. Why? Because I'm going to attach this particular IAM role with EC2, right? So let's select this EC2 next. So here you have to select the service where you want to attach your IAM role. Don't confuse here, okay? And here we have to provide the permissions to our IAM role. So which permission you want to provide? So I want to give S3 permission so that it can, from this EC2 instance, we can access our S3 service. So basically I'm giving here the S3 full access and click on next. Okay, here you can give the role name as demo. I'm giving role name, okay? And now this is the few trusted entities it's providing like this. This is going to access your, like this is going to attach with your EC2 service. It's like that. Okay, this particular role is going to attach with this EC2 service. So this is the trusted entities it's going to write here because we have selected EC2, right? So permissions here and click on create role. Okay, everything is done then. Okay, it created the role here. Fresh it. Okay, so this is the demo role which I have created, and I have given the service that is like it's the entity, trusted entities is EC2, means it will get connected with EC2. Okay, and if you want to see the permissions of that, you can check it here. Okay, so now trust relationship and all this is for, with the EC2. Okay, so last access it's not have used it, so it will not show you. Now let's see how we will attach it with EC2, right? That also we should know. So basically for this you have to go to the EC2 service. Just a minute. EC2 service, and here I want to attach that particular EC2 that EC2 role, that demo role with the server one. So what you have to do, just go to the action, go to the security, and here you have to modify the IAM role. And how you can check if your IAM role is available or not? Go to the security, here you can check. As of now, no IAM role is attached with this. So let's go action, security, modify IAM role. Here you have to select the IAM role which you want to attach. So I want to attach this demo IAM role and update this IAM role. As of now, if you will go to the security, the demo IAM role has been attached. Now, let's go to your like EC2 instance, and now if you will do the AWS S3 LS, it is not saying this unable to locate the credential. It's giving you the empty response. Why? Because I don't have any buckets on S3. If you want to create the buckets, I think it's the command is AWS S3 make bucket, and the name of it's something S3 colon, and then name is like this. Let me check. That name was available, right? So this is like the commands. Okay, it's created the bucket. Okay, this is only the command. So if you will check AWS S3 LS, you will be able to see. As I have provided the full access, you also can check it here. Let me go to the S3 and let me check if this bucket has been created or not. So that is one command using which we can create the bucket. So here you can check it. See, paper live bucket has been created, right? Paper live DevOps bucket is created. So basically, this is how you can provide the access to your servers, to your EC2 or any other service. So basically, this we will use with the SNS, with the database. Mostly we'll use these roles somewhere. Okay, so many ways when we will do the hands-on in future, definitely we will use this role. Okay, when we will select the, like we will learn the VPC endpoints and all, at that time also we will use this IAM role. So it's the most important things. If you want to communicate to AWS service within one account or within like across different accounts, at that time also you need this role. Okay, so always we should use these roles. So now if you want to see this details about the load role, if you will see here, maximum session duration is 1 hour. Okay, so maximum session duration is 1 hour here. So here, these are the ARN of the role. Somewhere we will use this particular ARN to specify this particular role. Okay, while if you will write any code to create any cluster or anything else, right, at that time we will use it. Fine. So this is all about your roles. So as of now, is it clear? What I'm doing, let's removing that role now. No IAM role, update the IAM role. Just write the detach and detach it. Okay, it's done. If you will see here now, again, AWS S3 LS, it's say unable to locate it because we don't have the role here, so we will be not able to access it, right? So this is all about your IAM user, IAM group, IAM role, and IAM policy. Few more things are there in here in IAM which we need to discuss, that is access key and secret key. Okay, so access key and secret key, if you want to use your AWS CLI, okay, so if you want to use any command line interface to like to log into your AWS account, just if you, and as of now we have created IAM user, right? So using this IAM user and password, what you can do, you only can access your AWS management console. You cannot access AWS CLI. But what if you are using the command line interface and you want to access AWS account from there, right? You want to log into that. So at that time, which will help access key and secret key. So access key is and secret key is just like your username and password, which you will use in CLI to log into your AWS account. So basically, it's access key is the replacement of IAM user and secret key is the replacement of your password. Okay, so basically, let's see how we can create it. So it's not recommended to create here uh for your root user. Okay, but I had one. Let me delete this first. Okay, so this is my access key. Let me delete first and then I will let you know how to create. You can create multiple access key, okay? Okay. So here, if you want to create access key for the root user, go to the my security credential and click on here the create access key. And here it's not recommended, so just acknowledge it and click on create access key. Your access key is created. This is your access key. This is your secret key. Okay, so in case of like in place of username, we'll use access key, secret key, we will use in secret for the password. Okay, so basically it will ask like access key and secret key only when you will set up your AWS CLI. Okay, so let's click on continue and let me delete it again. Okay, because for the root user, we don't need it. Because it's the risky things, right? Anyone can access your account and using this as this access key and secret key is for the root user. It means that using this particular access key and secret key, they can do anything within my account. Okay, so that's why it's not recommended to create it for the admin user, for the root user. Okay, so I have a username user1 here. What I want, if you will see here in user one, you have EC2 full access, read-only access, S3 read-only access is also there, right? So what I want, I'm going to create access key for this. So for that, you have to go to the security credential. Here you will get the option called access key. Click on access key, and I want to create this access key for this CLI. Mostly we'll use the same. Okay, or anyway, you can click on other. This doesn't matters. Okay, so confirm it and click on next. Okay, so here you have to provide any tag if you want to give. So I want to use it for AWS CLI like that I'm using here. Okay, and create the access key. So basically this is your access key, this is your secret key, how you will use it. Okay, so as of now, if I'm doing AWS LS, it's saying unable to locate the credential. So using the access key and secret key, which I have said you that using your AWS, IAM user and IAM user and password, how you will log in. So here for the CLI, IAM user and password means access key and secret key. So if you want to log in from here, from any of the CLI, at that time you have to use AWS configure. Okay, so at this time it will ask for the access key. Let's copy it from here. This is my access key. Let me give it. And now it's asking for the secret key. Let's copy it from here. This is the secret key. It's asking any default reason if you want to select. I don't want. So let's select it. Now if you will do AWS S3LS, let's see. It's providing you this, right? But if you want to make any buckets, let me say it's one. Okay. What it's saying? Failed. Why? Because it's not authorized. Why? Because this user one doesn't like user one only have the read permission for AWS S3L for the S3 service, right? So now this is how you have connected with the EC2 instance. What if you want to connect it like log into your AWS account using the cloud command prompt, right? At that time also you must have to use the same thing. Okay, so here also first you have to download the AWS CLI. So as of now I have it. Okay, if you don't have the AWS CLI, what you have to do, just click here, like just state AWS CLI download. Okay. So here you can install your AWS CLI from here. For the Windows you want, right? So here you can click on this. Directly, if you will click on this, it will download your MSI installer. Okay. So one installer it will download. You have to click on next, and it will install it. Fine. So basically, let me share it with you. Okay, fine. So after installing it, when you will open your command prompt, it will directly, like from there, you can use your AWS CLI. The first thing is that if you want to access any of your AWS account, now if you will run the command here, AWS S3LS, this is the same command I'm going to run. Here it will show it's okay. I think I have configured some new. Okay, I have configured my company AWS accounts, I think. That's why these many buckets I have, okay? So just ignore it. Fine. Let me configure my this AWS account, right? So for this, if you have the if you already have any different account configuration here, then also you can do this. If you will do AWS config, here you will get this access key options. Let's copy access key and provide it here, sorry. And then provide the secret key. It's done. Fine. Now, if you will check this AWS S3LS, you will get here. Only the paper live it's showing. Means now I'm accessing my AWS account. Right? So basically, this is how you will be able to access your AWS account from any of the CLI, even from the CMD, even from your Mac, even from like if you're using your any other CLI like Git Bash and all. At that time also you can have to use the same thing. Fine. Okay. So this is about the access key and secret key. Okay. So now let's see what I want. I want to delete this access key and secret key. So at that time, you have to go to the security credential and you can create it, delete it from here. Okay, directly go to the actions, deactivate it, and directly you can delete it. Okay, clear? So this is how, if you like for the user one, we have created access key and secret key. That's why we were only able to access, only able to list the buckets. Now it's saying invalid access key ID. Why? Because we have deleted access key, right? So it does not exist in our records. Fine. So this is how it will work, your access key, secret key. Then the next important topic is there, that is MFA. Okay. And this is stand for multi-factor authentication. I think many people already have enabled it, right? Because nowadays AWS made it compulsory to enable MFA in your AWS account. So basically this MFA is nothing but it's a multi-factor authentication, means it's a two-step verification. Just like that in our in our Instagram and all, we always do keep the two-step verifications, right? So whenever there will be the two-step verification, what you need to log in? Username plus password plus one code. So when you will enable your password two-step verification for your WhatsApp and Instagram, right? So at that time, what you will do, you have to decide where you want to take the code. So I remember that for the Instagram, it will ask whether you want to take the code on WhatsApp or whether you want to take the code on SMS, or I think it's like email, or one more thing is that they will provide some static code, one code only that you can use. Okay, because 2 years back I have enabled, I think when my account got hacked, then only I have enabled. Okay, so basically here, if you will see, if you want to here you need three things to log into your account: username and password. That is static, but you will also need to get the code. So you also need to provide the code. If you will enable MFA, at that time you have to set where you want to get the code. From there only you will get the code, and using that, like you will provide that code, and then only you will be able to log into your account. Fine. So basically this MFA, it's just like that it's one extra layer of security for your AWS account. So this MFA you can create for your root user. Okay. Also for each of your IAM user, you can create it. Okay. Like user one is there. So user one username and password. And then again, he also need to provide MFA code, and then only he will be able to log in. So basically each of the user account and your root user account, so everything should be, all these users should be secure, right? So because of that reason, we need to use MFA, and this is the recommended process by AWS. And now for the root user, it's compulsory to use MFA now. Okay. So let's see how we can enable MFA. So here for the root user, it's compulsory. So we will check how to do it for your root user. The same way we can do for the user one, like another IAM users as well. Okay. So we will see that as well. So for the root user, I already have enabled MFA. So it's showing here. Okay. But if you want to assign an MFA device, just what you have to do, if you want to add MFA, click on assign MFA device here. Let's see why it's not opening it. Okay, so this will open this page. You have to give here the device name. Device name means this name will be like it will display it when you will get the code. Okay, so basically we are going to use one application, that is the Google Authenticator. Okay, so Google Authenticator, what it will do, it will show the name of this particular device, and then just beside that it will show the code. So the device name always give the username, that will be good. Okay, so this is for the my root user. Root user AWS. I'm giving this device name because I have multiple MFAs there in Google Authenticator. Okay, so to identify that, you have to provide the device name. Here you can you have the multiple device for this. You can use the passkey or security key, or else you can use any authenticator application, or else you can use this hardware TOTP token. It's simply a hardware where it will show some code, and that code you have to provide here. So as of now, I'm going with this authenticator app because it's the easier one, and it's the most popular one. Mostly the people will use the app only. Okay, so let's click on next. Now, you have to install Google Authenticator in your phone. So you can install it from your Play Store, and then you don't need to create any accounts on your Google Authenticator and all. Just keep it without signing. Okay. So here, what you have to do, you have to open your Google Authenticator app. Okay. So after opening this Authenticator app, you can use Google Authenticator Duo Mobile or Authy app. Okay, so install that, and then you have to here click on show QR code, and when you will open the Google Authenticator app, at the bottom you will get a plus sign. So when you will click on that plus sign, it will show you two options: scan a QR code or enter a setup key. So you have to click on scan a QR code, and this QR code will be like it when it will be scanned, it will give you the code. So first code it will give, just give that code here. So in my case, it's 077842. Okay. So at every 30 seconds, your code will get changed. Okay. So at every 30 seconds, it will refresh the code. So now the second terms, it will refresh the code and it will provide, just give that code here. So then click on add MFA. Entity already exists. The request was because attempted to create resource that already exists. MFA device for account null already exists. Okay, sorry. Basically for this root user, already one MFA is there, right? So we cannot create multiple MFA for this. So because of that reason, it was showing this. So it's on 18th of April. Let me remove this then. Okay. So when you will enable your MFA, then how it will work, let's see. So let me sign out with my account, and I will show when I will sign in how it will ask for the code. Okay, then here you need to provide your root user name. Click on next. Here you need to provide the password, right? Okay, and here you need to provide the code. So from where you will get the code? You have to check for the Authenticator app. Just open the Google Authenticator app and there you will get the code. Okay, so there the running code is there. You will get that 453242. You have to give this code. Okay, so basically when you will give this code, at that time only it will like it will open your, like it will log into your AWS account. Fine. So basically this is how it will work. So the same way, if you want to enable the MFA for your users, IAM users, what you have to do, let's go to the user one, and here I'm going to add MFAs. Security credentials, here you will get the options called MFA, assign MFA. Okay, I'm going to use this Authenticator app. Click on next. Sorry, device name you have to give, user one. I'm giving next. Just open your Authenticator app. Scan the QR code. Give here the code, that is 545130. Wait for some time. When it will refresh, give the second code. 195362. Fine. Add MFA. It's added it's added MFA. Let's go and where we have sign in using the user one. Let's sign out from this, and again let's sign in with this user one. Okay, so let's see. Let's sign into the console, and now what if you don't have the sign in URL, right? So I already have told, if you don't have the sign in URL, you should have the username and password. So if you will not have the sign in URL, you have to click, it will always open the page like this. Okay, let me show you. It will show the page like this, right? You have to click on IAM user. Okay, login as an IAM user, and here you have to provide the account ID. So instead of the email ID, you have to provide account ID. So which will be the account ID? This one. So just copy it and paste the account ID here. Click on next. It's asking for the username here. So let's provide the username, that is user one, and the password, which I have already set it here, right? So I'm giving that password 123 and then sign in. It's asking the MFA code. So for this, you have to provide MFA code. So it's 995945. Okay, now I'm able to see this. We have given the S3 read permissions, right? So it will show the buckets now. So this is how you can set the MFA for your users, IAM users as well. Okay, so anyone have any doubts here? Do you guys have any doubts here? Okay. So here we have done with the IAM service. Anything else? If we need to discuss, please let me know if you have any topics in this. Otherwise, we have completed this IAM service. Next service, Monday, we will start with our VPC. And before the VPC, we need to understand we need to know some networking concepts that I will give you now as assignments. Okay, so till that time, let me delete this user. Okay. Fine. So anyone have any queries? No, right? Okay.
All clear.
Okay, fine then. Great. So now let's see. Here you have one assignments and you can say that it's a homework or something. Okay. So I'm giving you one assignments. What you have to do, you have to learn something related to the networking. Okay. So what are the things you have to learn? You have to prepare your assignments. For the first question is that what is IP address? Okay. What are the types of IP address? Okay. And then the next thing is that classes of IP address. Okay. CIDR range. What is CIDR range? You have to learn that. What is subnetting? And one more thing, subnetting is just like your mathematics. If you are good at mathematics, it's the great things. Okay. So subnetting, what is subnetting? You have to understand and how to do the subnetting. So there is two way to do the subnetting. So here you have to learn both the things according to host or according to network. Fine. So here you have to learn these two things. Sorry, these are the topics which you have to learn and you have to create an assignments. Also, you have to write these on your, like create a PDF and I need those assignments. Okay, you have to share it with me. I will share my email ID on Monday. At the time, you have to share directly with my, to my email ID. Okay, fine. And at the last class, many people leave without giving the feedback. So please give the feedback, okay? Please don't leave the sessions early. Many people have left today also at I think 9:20 or 9:30 only. So you guys are missing some topics. So please don't leave. Otherwise, you will miss few topics in between, right? So that will be very confusing. Like the next topic will be very confusing for you guys. Okay. So here, what are the topics we have completed? IAM completed, EC2 completed, S3 completed, okay, and EC2, under the EC2 EBS is also there. We have completed that. Auto scaling group we have completed. Elastic load balancer we have completed, right? So now most of the topics we have completed yet, and you can say that 40 to 50% syllabus we have completed now. The next topic, whatever it's coming there, like two topics we can cover in one day. It's like that. Okay, like CloudFront is there, SQS is there. VPC is the big topic. Okay, so not the 50%. I was calculating VPC as well. Okay, so after completion of VPC, we'll complete 50 to 60% of syllabus. Fine. So please revise because like 2 days, now it's a weekend, so you can revise the topics, right? And please revise and come with your doubts on Monday so that we can clear all of your doubts. So please take the screenshot of this, or shall I share it directly on chat? Okay, so anyone have any doubts? Because I'm not going to start the new topic now. I'm using the poll now. Please vote everyone because your feedback matters a lot for us, okay? For the improvements, so okay. Okay, guys, if you have done with the voting, then you can leave the sessions. Okay.
You just share your handwritten notes. Yesterday you have not shared, I think.
Okay, for the auto scaling group.
Yeah, right.
Okay, sure. I will upload it just right now. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I will upload on GitHub. Okay. Gaurav and Abhishek, do you guys have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Nothing as such.
Okay. Okay, so
Well,
please wait and then you can leave.